Hola.
Oh man, she shocked me into reality. I'm telling you what. Hey, who's out there? Anybody come to see us today? I know we changed the day on you and we kind of gave you oh, short notice on this, so if we don't have too many today, I understand. Hey, Deborah Long's here. Denise is here. Hey, how many ever we get, that's great. I'm still going to give the gift. I'm still going to do everything as planned. So I hope we get a few more. I know there wasn't a lot of, of me giving you advance notice on it because I didn't know we were going to do this. There's Betty. She has video sound. Hey, yay, Betty got video sound. Christy Hansen is here. Violet Allen. Well, we're going to have a good group. We're going to have a good group today. So I have a few things planned to talk to you about, believe it or not, even though I've been away for a few days. Yeah. She's so crazy. Anyway, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was, how the heck are you? Are you all doing good? You having a good week? Ready for some new creativity? Oh, we got all kinds of people lining up now. I've got some good ideas for you. First, I want to talk about wedding cake beads. I think we talked about them before, didn't we? That's these little beads here. I'm pretty sure we talked about them. And I think I told you that they are made in India by hand by a man and his family. And when you order them, they make them just for you. And I had him make these in the 10 millimeter size. He didn't think he could do it smaller because they're kind of intricate. You know, if you haven't seen them, I'll hold this up maybe.
They're glittery.
Yeah, they've got mica bands in them. You know, so you've got a little bit of gold stone looking stuff going on. And, you know, then they do this crosshatch squiggly thing and put other little dots like bumpy beads on them. And the whole idea is to mock a Venetian bead, the Venetian wedding cakes, which we all love, over the moon for, but most of us can't afford. They cost really a lot. So these are a nice substitute because they don't. I can't even remember what they cost, but it's like, I think you get 12 in a bag for,
Yes.
I don't know, have you look it up and she'll tell us. But it's a really nice alternative and they're just as pretty and they are handmade completely. Everybody's saying hi. Kelly's here. Maureen is here. Hello from the United Kingdom. Oh, she's on vacation, maybe, because I thought Maureen lived here, and maybe not. Julie Kidd's here. Hey, Claire. Hey, how you doing, Claire? Yeah, it's time for getting that school stuff ready, teacher. She's a teacher. Get ready for the kids. Christine Gertner, late lunch. Karen Mansell. Oh, I'm so pleased. And Kelly McPhail, I think you're new to us. Thank you for coming. We're really glad. We're always really happy to see new ones. But anyway, these came in and I was very, very pleased with them. They're a good size to work with. I really wish I could get 6s or 8s, but I think it's a stretch. You know, it's pretty tight work, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's 12 piece for $7.95.
Oh, 12 pieces for $7.95. You can't beat that. You can make a bunch of stuff with them. For example, this is from Diana Frank. Let's see if I got it all in the, yeah. Hope you guys can see it. This is what Diana did, as I think she told me it was a little stress buster or something. She had a bunch of new appliances delivered here recently, and it was a little stressful. So what do? Well, we go make something, right? So she used the wedding cake beads. She has 6 pair of earrings using the wedding cake beads, and some of them are these beads I just showed you. Like, let's see, this one and this one. So this one and this one. And she's got some spectra beads and some berry beads on it too, which we have plenty of them. Some of her own bicones. Looks like she has a little Saturn beads on there. I don't know, maybe those are the little metal beads that we have. But anyway, she's got a really nice mix. And very little money into them. But she could sell these for, I don't know. What do you guys think? 18 to 22 in some markets, other markets maybe 12 to 15 depending, but either way you look at it, there's a fine profit there and not a lot of time into it. Hey Suzanne, I'm so glad you came. That's great. It's good to see ya. And here's Colleen. She's here too. So I don't know, what do you guys think? But depending on the market, if you are living in a more upscale place where people have more disposable income, I think you could do, like I've got a pair here that I made too. I made these the other day. I don't know if I can get you to see how pretty they are this way. I didn't take a very good picture of them, so I didn't post it too many places, but you can see them. I'll hold my hand under it. You can see. Now I added the little rhinestone beads to it and some of the two-tone spectras. So the little rhinestone beads add some money to it, but maybe some value. This one may be a $22 pair. But it's got a little cotton bead on it. It's got some rhinestone rondelles, so that adds a little bit of money to it too, but I still think you're good. And the two-tone spectras don't cost very much, and neither do the wedding cakes. So, and like 10 minutes of your time and you're done, So that's what I made with them. But I just think they're a really good thing. They're so colorful and pretty, and you can tell your customers about them. Kathy has been lurking. Kathy McPhail has been lurking. She says she's watched so many, or she's watched them later. Well, we're glad you watched. We're glad you joined us today. And C. Lombard is here. I don't know your first name. I forgot it. Chris Kemp is here. She found us. Happy Bird's Glitter Nest. That sounds interesting. Very interesting. Happy Bird's Glitter Nest. Thank you for joining us. Chrissy says in her area 24 to 30. That's good. Around here, I'm thinking, depending on how much stuff is on them, anywhere from $15 to maybe 20 tops, because it's a little bit more depressed here. People don't have as much to spend, sadly. So, but that's what I was thinking. Any way you look at it, you're going to make money when you use it. You buy $7.95, something pack of beads. If you want to post a link, you can.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got a couple of head pins or eye pins into it, and a couple of ear wires, and then whatever else you put on it. And that's where you'll have to watch, because like these ones right here, that Diana made, she used the little enameled elephants from the website, which are so cute. We still have some too, which I'm surprised. But anyway, they cost more. So for those earrings, she would have to get, I would say, at least 25. Because they're like $2.50 a piece or something. So at least that. I don't know. I didn't cost it out according to formula. I'm going by my gut. See if anybody else says anything. That's about how much they go for here too, Brenda. Okay. Yeah, you don't live so far from me. Hi, Darcy. Darcy's my new friend. Edwardian girl. I think her name's Darcy. Yeah, she's my new friend. We were talking this morning. Chrissy says she's an hour from Baltimore and D.C. and Loudoun County, Virginia. Yeah, I would say that'd be a pretty good area for you. Hey, Debelina, you made it today. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Oh, she comes to us clear from India, so she knows all about these wedding cake beads. Kathy McPhail says she's in Australia. Oh, you guys, this is so cool. Well, anyway, that's the thing with the wedding cake beads. I'm so glad to have them. Right now, we have good stock of them. We have back stock too, so we can reload at least once. After that, I don't know. It's going to depend on how well they sell, how much you guys like them, and getting more made. So, because it takes about 5 to 6 weeks to get them made. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I would love to make them a permanent part of what we carry, because I'm nuts about them. I always have been. When they kind of fell out of favor, I was heartbroken. But I'm going to make them come back into favor. There's a lot of things that we use that a lot of people don't like. Oh, what's that? But that's what makes our stuff so cool. That's what makes our stuff interesting and different. So anyway, talking about different, before I get into today's main deal, is this bracelet. You guys probably have seen it. I showed you a little bit of it when I started to make it, but now that it's done, I think it'd be easier to show it off to you. It's got a lot of those metal beads. Where's that sack? There it is over there.
Dun,
Thanks, honey.
dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Box lot 0716. I don't know if we have these on the site right now. We need to get them back on. But these are those funky beads in their raw state. So some of them are raw steel, which is okay, as long as you lacquer them. We've got some brass ox. We have some copper coat in here. Very attractive mix of stuff. And they don't make any of it anymore. I bought all there was. This company's been gone a long, long time. Mr. Bernie just happened to find a bunch of it. And so we made a deal. And I want to keep it all. I don't want to sell any of it. Because it's just wonky and weird like me, and I love it. But you know, it adds so much vibe to your stuff. Even if you're making stuff in a vintage type, well, they are vintage. They're made like in the 50s, 60s, I think. Maybe 70s. But, you know, even if your stuff is in a more, I don't know, boho style, they go great with that. The stack beads, awesome. You know, they just add so much dimension to them. Maureen's in London right now. She had to have her Bisou fixed. Well, here it is, baby. Hi, Lori. Hi, Violet. Yeah, I love these. And so we will have them until they're gone. I think the better mix is what we have right now. I threw some of these cages in too, which are awesome. I'm going to show you how I use them in here. And I can get lots more of those. But the other beads, nah. When it's gone for good. But something I wanted to tell you about working with them. When you get yours, if you buy some, you're going to want to put them in hot soapy water, Dawn dishwashing liquid. They're not greasy. It's just they have an old metal stink. And if any of you are people that like to dig in boxes of junk and vintage jewelry and stuff, you know what that smell is. It's not so hideous. It's not like hold your nose and run, but
It's more like metal.
It's acrid. Yeah, it's just, it has a strong metal smell. So sadly, I didn't do that. I discovered that after I made my bracelet. So this bracelet's going to have to come apart. And I'm going to have to do that because the smell's too strong and it bothers me. So that's sad, but I'll take a picture of it and I'll remember pretty much how I had it put together and it'll be okay. But anyway, I would strongly suggest that you give them a really good bath in Dawn dishwashing soap and then lay them out on a dish towel or something that'll absorb and then blow them dry till they are perfectly bone dry. Then be careful, don't touch them too soon because they're metal, so they'll be hot. And then after that, take them outside or some good ventilated place and give them a couple of shots of Krylon matte lacquer. Just in case there might be any nickel in there or something. Or you could paint the back of the metal bead with a little bit of jewelry shield, which we have. There's a bottle of it right here. This stuff. This stuff is really good. Like you're working with brass parts. Some people are allergic to it. If you're doing a ring, you paint the inside of it with this and they'll be okay. It won't bother them. That kind of thing. Or if you're doing like a big crescent necklace where you have that great big brass piece and it's sitting on bare skin, on a hot summer day it could break them out. So it'd be good to coat the back of it with this product or something similar that you might have heard of and have. Hey, Maria's here. That's great. So, Brenda Della Mora. Hi, how do I get this? Well, darling, Brenda, my namesake, that's my name, Brenda. It's really not Bisou. You guys know that. My name's Brenda. We have them at my website, BisouBoutiques.com. And we have all kinds of fantastic stuff in there. And we have vintage. It comes and goes quick because we made like these beads. This is all we have. I have another box of them, but when they're all gone, no more. We have a lot of stuff like that. As we get it and it's gone, and that's it. Can't get more. So, anyway, if you go to BisouBoutiques.com, you'll find them. I don't know, Javi, if you can find.
I already put the link up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Do we have some on the website in the mixed metals? I know we do on gingerbread. I had some of them plated. Like, for example, here's a bag of them plated ones. This is rusted iron. I'll just dump a few out. And I don't think these are on right now either. We have to get them on. I took the whole bag and I was working with them, you see, after we ran out. These you don't have to do that to. You don't have to do the bath. You don't have to blow them dry. You don't have to Coil on them. They're fine. They've been plated. Yeah. When you send stuff like this for plating, the first thing they do is tub it. And it's basically, they clean it really good so that the plating will take. So you have to do it on that. We have gingerbread ones too, which are awesome. And that's a new finish that I have for brass. And it's the same color as the old French stuff. So it's pretty amazing. And you can't get it anywhere else because I designed that finish with my guy and I'm the one that gets it made. So you can't get it anywhere else. You can't get these beads anywhere else. Nobody has them. I have them. Unless somebody's got some stashed in a closet somewhere. I don't think so. This company was not that big of a company. So I'm sad that they're gone. But anyway, I have these. I have them in gingerbread 2 plating. And if you guys want some of these rusted iron ones, give me a holler. You can send Jordan a note from the website if you want, or you can text me, or you can direct message me at Facebook, anything like that, and I'll fix you up. Okay, we'll fix you up till I can get them back on. But I know we have gingerbread ones. Same with the other ones. I don't know where the bag is now, but it's got, oh, there it is. It had the other bag that had the mixed metals one. It has a box lot number on it because it's been on our website. So all we have to do is just count them out, bag them, and reload it. So we need to do that. But anyway, yes, they are wonderful. Another thing that's on them too are these tube beads. I don't know if you noticed them before. I think a few of you have. These tube beads like this one here. Let's see if I can lift it up so you can see better. These are so awesome for when you want to make stack beaded spacers. I'll bring it down now because now it's too close. Okay, there you go. That's a good shot. They're made so that you can make beaded sections that look like the old Czech ones. If any of you know Niger Brothers jewelry, they had fantastic old cottage-made beads, meaning people had little businesses in their homes and they made the beads. Fantastic stuff. Niger Brothers were actually a cottage business too. But they made the most fantastic heavy-duty old Czech jewelry that you've ever seen. And so they have these fantastic beads, but they use these tube beads in between. Okay. So let me get it down there so you can see it again. Tube bead. Okay, there you go. So they're fantastic, and we have them in brass socks and silverware, I think, right now. I had some in gingerbread, and they sold straight out. Might have some in rusted iron, too. We have a good many of them. But anyway, they're fantastic for making those stations, but they're a little spendy. I think they cost, in this size, I think they might cost $1.25 or something like that. It's because it's rolled. So they have to make the filigree first, cut it. It was gallery wire, which if you're familiar with it, it's just those big bands, and they cut it and roll it. So there's more work to do in it, and then I had it plated. So anyway, that's how that goes. And we also have the washer beads, the ones like this, at the website. And they create the movement in this piece. And if you have some nuts and bolts stuff, you can put that on too. Just degrease them, wash them really good, and you might want to seal them because someone could be allergic. I could see that happening. Anyway, I wanted to tell you the cool thing that I did, or I think it's cool. I did this with 2 of those patina bronze beads, which we have more coming on the way. They're made from zinc. They're not Bead Super 1928. Let me pull them up a little bit so you can see. It's going to take, let's get it done. Okay. It's going to take probably about 5 weeks for me to get them because they're making them. Anyway, and now I've got it. Okay, there you go. So what I did is I just threaded one of these on, and then I took one of these cages, which this one's balled up with another one, but anyway, I put one cage in between, and then I put the other one on. And you have to be careful when you string beads on if you want this look that you don't, I'm out of the frame again, dang. If you want this look that you don't push it too close together, see what happens? It kind of compresses it and it doesn't look so hot. And the coolness of it is that springy thing in the middle of the two beads. That's awesome. So anyway, we had the noodle beads came back in stock the end of last week. And they're all back. They're all inventory. They're all in the drawers. And Shelly says they're selling right out too. This is a really big deal, these noodle beads. And we have these resin rhinestone beads. And I've got a few Saturns on here, that Czech Saturns, Picasso. I love that stuff, Czech Picasso beads. We have some of that too. Most of the stuff is at the website, so you can give it a shot. Or if you're not sure what to do, I could probably put a kit together for you, but I have to be honest with you, when I do that, it's a little bit spendy. And you girls are so brilliant anyway, you don't need me to do that. So, because you know why? If I have to put the kit together based on this bracelet, I have to sit down and work it all out. It's like I'm making it all over again. I have to work it all out and then get it in a bag with all the stuff you need. So, but if somebody wants me to do it, you might be able to talk me into it. So anyway, there's that. Okay. Let's see, everybody's saying me too, Marsha. Those bead caps are fabulous. Hoarding mine. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll have them for a bit yet. I'm going to send a bunch out next week to get plated, because I really like them plated. They really looks good plated. But hey, there's Kate Coletti and Laurel Tedesco. Yay! So anyway, so I just have to tell you one more thing about this bracelet. You know, when you're online, you put your face out there for the world to see. Excuse me. You get people who are not nice just because they can. Just because they can say something. So I hadn't paid too much attention to my community page. And I had put this up. Shelly took such an excellent picture of it. And I said, look what I did. You know, what do you think? And some girl said, this is almost funny. She says, it looks like you wore a blindfold and picked up any old bead on your table. Or something to that, you know, type thing. And I'm like, well, alrighty then. You know, and you never want to respond to those people, though you want to. You just delete them and you block them. That's what I do. Anybody's nasty, we're not going to have them go around. I've seen it on YouTube a lot. Some of the nastiest people can come on YouTube, but we just block them. We delete and block. That's it. I'm done. But then I had said something on Facebook, and Melanie Murphy said, well, if you could blindfold yourself and put the colors together like that and make it work, you know, then you must be a genius or something, she said. I don't know, whatever, which I'm not. So I did this with my eyes open, and I planned it deliberately. I planned it with intention. Anyway, and I love it, but I got to take it apart and wash the beads. So save yourself some trouble. If you get them and they're in the unplated state, and that would be in the mixed metals, then give them a bath. Dry them real good, and then hit them with a couple of shots of Krylon. Light misting coats, that's what I always say. Light misting coats, 2 or 3 of them. Then you're good. You're fine. Go ahead. Lynn says she loves the wedding cakes. Me too. Yeah, well, it was rude. Some people are, but you know, when you do that, your name's right there. People can follow and find out who you are. So, I don't know. I think it's better to be kind. And if you don't like, you know, somebody might have thought that. That's fine. They can think that, but you don't say everything that you think, right? My husband calls that diarrhea of the mouth. He calls it diarrhea of the mouth. When you say whatever thing comes in your head, and it can be not even mean. It could just be stupid, like talking too much, which I do.
Betty said, do you have to wash the curved beads?
No, you don't have to wash anything on this, Betty, except for if you use these odd beads. Hand me that.
It's all anything that's vintage.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not plated.
Yeah. A lot of times, you know, when you get raw brass, you have to wash it.
Yeah.
Wash it. I don't know if you guys knew that. A lot of you that have been with me a long time know that. You have to wash it because the way they make it, they strike two dies together really quick. It's like under 25,000 pounds pressure or something. And to get it struck just right, there has to be grease. So there's machine oil all over them when you get them. Sometimes they're not too greasy. Sometimes they are. Just because they're not too greasy doesn't mean you don't have to wash them. Oh, yes, you do. Some people do it in a tumbler, too, I understand. I don't, but I could. Just have to set my tumbler up.
Well, somebody just said, oh, what if you wash them but don't Krylon? I just ordered some.
You need to seal them, Lynn. Washing will help, but they're old metal, and you're going to need to seal them. So, you know, whatever you can get. I'm sure like at the hardware store or something, that if they don't have Krylon, you can get any brand, really. I prefer Krylon, but I don't know why. You can use anything, you know. So if you wash them, don't Krylon. Yeah, Maria, you need the Krylon. You got to do that. Just light misting coats. Take them outside if you can, and go over them. Go do something, come back in a little while, and do another coat, and before you know it, you're done. And then you won't have to worry about it. Does that include the old chain? Tell me more about that, Betty, because I'm not getting it. Could you use Mod Podge to seal them? No, Mod Podge is too blurpy. That's why we use Krylon so much. Our spray, crystal clear, matte spray lacquer. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the brand so much as that it's crystal clear matte spray lacquer, because what it does is it does not change the surface of the item. The surface of the item, it looked like you didn't do anything to it, and that's what you want. You want it to look that way so that its own character shines through. If you Mod Podged them, they'd get all glurpy and strange. So Mod Podge wouldn't be a good choice in this case for these.
Lori said, do you have to use Dawn soap?
You should. You should use Dawn. Dawn's a really good degreaser. You know, for a while I didn't want to buy it. I was buying cheaper brands. And then I was having trouble, like, if I had like some Tupperware stuff that had some stuff in it and it was a little bit oily, you know, when I tried to clean it up or had spaghetti sauce or something, I couldn't get it clean. So I thought, okay, let's get the Dawn. Took it right off. So that tells you it works really good to clean stuff up and strip the oils off of it. So, you know, it's a good thing to do. Old brass chain. Oh, okay, to seal it. You can do that. You can do that. Won't hurt. The only thing is, if it's tight links, you're probably going to have to go back and break it up a little bit. Like, just manipulate the chain a little bit because it could get stiff. Now, if you have something that has big open links, you want to do that. It'll be fine. But if it's real tight little links, like, oh, I don't have anything here to show you. But, you know, just a tiny Figaro or Rollo or whatever, fine little chain. If you do that and then you Krylon, you got to kind of manipulate it, work it, because it can kind of get stiff. But once you do that, it's fine. So, anyway, let's see.
Julie said, how well would Swelican metal sealer work?
That works too. Swelican metal sealer works very well. But it's more work because you're going to have to paint it on every bead. And that's why I like the Krylon, because the mist takes care of it and you get done faster. Maureen says, I didn't know about washing and I already made some errors. You know what, Maureen? If you made it with the plated ones like these, you're fine. Or
in the gingerbread too.
In the gingerbread, you're fine. They're plated. These are raw. But I will tell you, earrings aren't going to touch skin if they're dangles. So you're okay there. You don't have to worry about it. And if they don't smell, then I wouldn't worry about it either, because you probably haven't used that many of them. There's a lot of them on here. There are a lot of them on here. So that's probably, you know, why I smell it so much. I still, you know, it's kind of gassed off a little bit, but I still smell it, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. We don't have Dawn New Zealand. I'm guessing a good quality one. Yeah, something that's a grease removing type. You know, it doesn't have to be Dawn. If you know another one that's good. It just seems everyone recommends Dawn. It's like, because it works. We know it works, so we don't have to fuss around and figure it out. Oh, I dropped that. I'll get it later. So anyway, so don't worry about that. You're welcome, Betty. Do you put them on a string and hang them or spray and lay on a foot? You could string them if you want. Or, you know,
how do you do it? You just,
well, one way is like if you have that, I showed you guys in one of the videos, how I take one of those cheap plastic hoppers from the dollar store and I string the wire across to make like a rack. Put them on that and spray them and just turn them, you know, just turn them, flip them around. That works really good. Some people will put them on chain and do chain stay, but you really could probably get away with just laying them on some kind of a surface outdoors, like, I don't know, maybe a plastic mat, old plastic tablecloth, something plastic. Something might work would be a real heavy kitchen bag, you know, garbage bag, a real heavy, good quality one. Something like that. And then you could put them down flat and just spray them, then go turn them later, roll them around, you know. It doesn't have to be uber precise, you know, but get something on them, and I think you'll be fine. I think half of the issue is washing them first. So, not to worry. I wanted to let you know, though. I wanted to let you know. So I did. Okay, so, woo, yeah, you're fine, Maureen. I wouldn't worry about it. Hi, Judy Lynn. Nice you came. So glad you came. Okay, now I have a special project for today I wanted to show you before it gets too late and you all have to say, time to make dinner. And that is this bracelet, which I made a little bit ago. I fantasized about using Sari ribbon on a coil bracelet for quite a while. And I'm fairly happy with the way this came out. It needs some work, and I didn't get it all finished because I embellished it with beads, and it's okay like that. You can't use real big beads though. These are 6mm, and that might be too big. Seed beads would work. I hate to say seed beads, but keep a low profile might work. You can sew them on too. These are wired with 24 gauge wire, but you can get out your thread and needle. I don't know, you might get done faster doing it that way. I don't know. But anyway, I just wrapped the bracelet. And you're welcome, Maria. So, you know, I just wrapped the bracelet. You know, the thing about Sari is that they sew all kinds of different old saris together. They strip it, they rip it down into certain sizes, and then they sew them all together. So the ribbon changes color every so often in your piece. So it's like, take advantage of it, rejoice in it, you know. Just put all that beautiful, all those jewel tones of India on there. How beautiful is that? But there's a few things when you do this, I'm still working at it, that will make it easier for you. So I thought I'd show you. How's that? I thought I'd show you. And you know what I think I'm going to do with this one? Whoever wins the drawing today is going to get it, and they can finish it. And then they can show us all. How's that? But I'm going to do another one now and kind of show you. It took me, I don't know, about 45 minutes to wrap it. Because, well, when you get to a place where the ribbon is out and you have to switch colors and stuff, sometimes it gets a little fussy. But anyway, I'll show you how I did it. Now, this is the bracelet on its own. And Javi, could you find this? I think you might find it in the cuffs section. Or just type in Coil into the search box for the site. I think it will come up. Is it coming up? There it is. Yeah, maybe you can give them the link for that. She's so fast at this, I'm telling you what. But anyway, 1928 used these. I asked Mel when. He says, what does it matter? I says, it matters a lot. You know, people want to know the backstory to this stuff. He says, well, he thought maybe they used them for 2028, but 2028 didn't start till 2004. So I don't think so. Unless he bought these vintage and used them, and he would have had them plated. This is copper coated, but it's not totally plated. It's copper coated. In other words, it's prepped to be plated. But if you're covering that up, it doesn't matter anyway. You're fine, so whatever. But anyway, this is what it looks like. So you got like 3 coils going on there. Miriam Haskell used stuff like this back in the 50s and 60s, and they wrapped it with seed beads. And the look of it, and the way it's copper coated, excuse me, it says old Hong Kong to me. 50s, 60s. That's what I'm seeing here. I don't know. I can't tell you exactly. He can't remember. Everything's a blur. She said her grandmother had a bracelet like that. Yeah, I thought maybe for fun, I would get some and have them plated silverware and just wear them the way they are. Because that'd be handsome looking. But it'd be right expensive. So I don't know. Not right now. Things are too slow now to be experimenting. But anyway, so it starts with this. And we have them at the site. I just got some more, so there's probably plenty there. If not, all I have to do is make a phone call or email. I can get more. Not a problem. So you start out with this. If you want to wash it, you can. But you really don't have to because you're going to be covering it. So, all right. So I've got a nice long piece of sari here. I'm going to start with this green piece. Now, when you use the sari, you'll notice it's kind of doubled over on itself. I'm pull my hands down a little bit so you can see a little more. I kind of pull it out. It's fringy on both sides. That's what gives you that great boho hippie chick look. I love that. I love fiber like this. So, anyway, oh, Clara says that's what I need except leather section instead of entire bracelet. The one I can't find that yet, Claire, but I'm still looking. I wish I knew. If you'd kept the package or something, I might be able to tell you more, but I'm still looking for that one. Anyway, to get back to this one, you got to start it. So the way I do is I usually take the top part and I go this way, and I pull my sari out. And I'm still working this out, so you may find a better way. There's no real right and wrong to this. This is how I did it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to tie it. And I'm leaving a fairly long tail, but I will cut it off. I found that working with this stuff, it's better to have a tail. Now, I wish I'd left that. Because what can happen is if you let it double over on itself too much, it gets real lumpy-like. Lumpy like my head. So, okay, so I'm going to try and kind of pull it apart a little bit. Although I could probably do it after, too. I'm just going to go ahead. We don't have all day and all night. So I'm tying this, guys. Just one nice knot through. Now, if you're afraid that this won't hold, take a little bit of fabric glue, if you have it, any kind, even Elmer's glue, whatever, and get it in there, you know, and get it to hold. I'm going to tie this twice because it just doesn't feel, it feels like it could work loose after I cut it, so I don't want to do that. You don't want that happening. It will add bulk though, so tie it as tight as you can so it doesn't add a lot of bulk. Okay, this part is going to hang off here for now. Okay, now we're going to wrap it. And it gets a little bit fussy because, you know, you got all these coils. It's not one single layer, so it gets a little bit fussy. So this stuff is scrunched together pretty good. I'm gonna pull it out the best that I can. I hope I'm completely on camera here so you can see. Do I carry sari ribbon? I sure do. You want to put a link up for me? Did you already? Yeah, she put the link. Yeah. Yes, we do. Just this very sari ribbon. Same colors, all the jewel colors, which is what I like best. If it's still folding over on itself, then let it, you know. But I like to open it up the best I can. It helps you so you don't get bulk. So you see there how I opened it up as I'm trying to wrap it? Okay. And toward the ends, you might get a little bulk because you have to tie it off, you know. But I'm just opening it up and I'm pulling it through. And you can see when you open it up, it covers more territory, you know. And it gives you a smoother surface because you're probably going to want to go over that and embellish it. I was just playing around with this one. I don't know. You know, I'm sure there's a ton of other ways to go. I just didn't give it a lot of thought today. So if you guys have ideas, talk about them. Now, one thing I did try is I tried to put a really big jump over this when it was done so that I could hang some stuff. Like have little charms hanging from it or something. Whoops. Or little tiny bead dangles. Like I did it here. I did it here. These should be probably a little bit smaller. And this is a jump that I use, which we don't carry. There's something on my stash from years ago. And I think they're big. They're about 14, 16 millimeter. They're big. And they're heavy too. So if you have some, you know, you can always make your own jump rings, guys. All you need is a dowel, something round, that's the right size for you, and you can make jumps. I would suggest you use 20 or 18 gauge wire. 18 is even better. And you just make a coil, and then you cut it off the wire, cut it off the spool, and then you cut the coil apart, and it makes your jump rings. They just all fall apart like magic. They won't be the best jump rings in the world because what happens is when you cut them that way, unless you use a jeweler saw, we were talking about this the other day in the group, they have kind of a wonky finish at the join, like right here, this part. Like one side is flat and the other one's a little bit pointy. But I mean, they work fine. They work fine. Not to worry about that. But if you want something perfect, you need to buy them. And I'm of the opinion that it's a good thing to know how to make a jump ring, because sometimes you run out. You might have the wire right there, and why should you be without and not be able to finish your project? You know, you can make your own. But insofar as possible, I don't want to be making them. I just think they're better off if you buy them from somebody that has good ones. But you know, you can get down to a science, and you can get it so that you're really good at it. You know, I know some people will make jump rings and sell them, handmade jump rings. But I mean, I don't know how you're going to make any money at that, because people have their limit what they're going to sell. You know, what they're going to spend for a part like that. So anyway, that's my opinion. How do you fray the silk? You don't have to, Lori. It comes like that. This is, at least ours is. Ours is frayed at the ends. Now, if you wanted to use something like the old seam binding that people buy and they dye it, and there are people that sell it. I don't sell it yet. I'd like to. It doesn't have as much dimension. It's not a stick. So in that case, it wouldn't be frayed, and you would have to fray it, because it's seam binding is bound on the edges. Yeah, that's what I want to tell you. I had to think for a minute what I want to tell you.
Betty said, how about using a ring from a large chain?
Yeah. If you have one that'll fit to repurpose it, sure, why not? Why not? Why not? Whatever works, that's what I say. You'll just have to work it out so that whatever you decide to put on there hangs right. It's like the ones I put, they're a little too long, and then they want to interfere. They're not like hanging quite right. I mean, they're okay, but anyway. So whoever wins this today, they may want to deal with that. I don't know. I'm kind of a mind that I used 24 gauge wire here to put these little beads on. But I don't know. If I was to do it over again, I don't know. I don't know if I'd use the wire. I might just sew them on. I did a video, and I made this big honking necklace out of sari ribbon. I made sari ribbon roses and made it. And I sewed some seed beads and stuff into it, and it looked pretty good. In fact, I kept it. That's what I want to say. Because I don't wear it very much. It's not really me or my style, but I just love it. So I kept it. And I should have it out here so I could show you. I think I did show you one time before. Tell you what, come back on Sunday, because we're going to have video then, for sure. And I'll get it out and show you stuff I did. But as you can see, it's just wrapping right up. So what we need to show you is how we tie off the ends. So I'm going to wait till I get to that point. And then I'm probably going to stop doing this because it's kind of like watching paint dry, I would think. Anyway, so wonky wire loop for dangles. Yeah, sure, why not? Try it. It might work great. It might work really great. Mine's not frayed like that, she says. Oh. Well, you can fray it if you want. Okay, now I don't have enough here to tie it off. This is a good big piece, but I don't have enough. So I'm going to have to back up. It takes a good bit. Okay, now I'll see if I got enough to tie it. So I have to come through here and just, no, I don't. You need some room. So keep that in mind when you do that. Okay, now this should work because you've got to have a loop to get it to come through. Now, when you do this, kind of butt it up really good to the one next to it, and then so that it's not too lumpy, you want to pull it really tight. Okay, now, I'm going to see if I have enough to do it again, because I don't know if that'll hold. So what I do, and I don't know if this is going to work or not, because I might not have left enough out, but I'm going to go for it. How's that? Okay, so I want to tie it a little bit more. So one thing that works is to open it up all the way and then cut down the middle with a really sharp scissors. These are the Tim Holtz ones. A lot of you guys have them. They're very sharp. And it doesn't matter if it's not completely straight. Just be sure you don't, cut through it. Okay, I've got it most of the way down here. So now what I'm going to do is these are going to be my ties. Pull them out. And I'm going to cross them like this. Did you see that? I'll take them and I'll cross them. So the one end that was opposite is going on here, and I'm going to bring that around, and I've got plenty to clear now, so I can tie that again. So that's how I kind of extend the Sari silk so I can do what I need to do. Now in a perfect world, I'd like to do that again, and we're going to try and see if I can. But sometimes it's just so frayed and raggedy that it doesn't want to cooperate with me. I think it's going to this time. Okay, good. Yay! It worked. Okay, yeah, so now you have a tie-off. And that's not a bad thing because it gives you just a cooler look to it, more fiber-ish look, you know, as you're doing it. So I'm going to go back to where I started. And I'm going to make sure that I have this knot pulled tight enough, because this is critical right here. If this pulls loose, you're in trouble. Okay, I double knotted it, so it'll be all right. So now I'm gonna cut this off because it's too long to suit me anyway. So I'm gonna cut it about there, and then I'm gonna fray it. Here's how I fray it. Especially if you cut it, you know, horizontally, it's easy. Famous last words. Just pull on it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just pull on it. Yeah.
Just pull on it?
Yeah, just pull on it. It'll get all
there we go,
fiber-ish.
Just pull.
Just pull on it. And it'll...
Yeah, just pull on it.
You're so silly. Okay, so I've got that there. And I kind of like it that length and frayed. I might go back and do a little bit more to it later or something when I finish it, whenever that is. So anyway, I've got a nice little frayed end there. Yeah, it could have been shorter maybe. And then I've got these ones here. Now this is definitely too long. You don't want this long. But I tied it twice, so it's good and secure. So I'm going to cut it off about here and about here. Okay? So now I've got a little bit, you know, hang on. Isn't this cool?
It's like a little bow tie at the end. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool how it's working out. So now, just to show you another little thing, I'm going to go for another color. I don't know if you guys like this color together, but it's what I have back here, so this one I'm going to use.
Well, I like it.
I know you do. It's purple. She loves it.
Oh, Colleen said, if you use the bracelet uncovered, does it have to be sealed?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yes. You'll definitely want to seal it. Now, if you're going to bead tight over, because I know, Colleen, you like to do the Miriam Haskell stuff. If you wanted to attempt that, you're going to bead real tight over it. Maybe not. I would do the ends if they're going to be exposed, but, you know, as long as it's covered. But what the heck? It takes a minute, you know, to seal it, and then you don't have to worry about it. So now I'm getting this on here. I'm trying to get it as tight as I can to the last color. Okay, good. So I'm going to have a little bow there actually when I'm done. Okay, so, you know, however you want to tie it, just try to tie it in a way that you do not end up with a ton of bulk.
More like a flattened kind of ribbon kind of tie.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to start wrapping. We'll see how far I get with this. It might have been better for me to have had shorter lengths like I had on this one and get a little bit more different colors into it, because this one's got a lot of colors. It's got that beautiful pinky gold color and rust and blue and gold.
A lot of colors.
Yeah, a lot of colors. Now here's where it gets a little bit tough, because I've got this long length and I have to work in the middle. Once I get to the outer edge, it'll be a little easier. And I can tell you right now, this thing's going to give me fits about opening it up, but I'm going to try. It doesn't usually. It's the piece I chose, you know, to do this with. So now I've got it opened up, but I don't want it to close when I bring it along the back. Is the thing. So, okay, I got that. All right, here we go. Here we go.
That reminds me like that wire, you know, like you have to flip it back.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and then you can see here I've got a little bit of that showing. I don't want that. I want to butt that up a little bit. So you want to check that before you get too far. Or you'll have to tie some more over it, because you don't want that exposed. At least I don't think you do. I didn't seal this, so I don't want that exposed. Probably on these ends, I'll just paint them with the jewelry, allergy sealed stuff, and that'll be fine. I'll leave them alone. So, anyway, it goes like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so she likes the purple and green together.
Oh yeah.
Colleen does too, and so does Jerry Ann, and so does Darcy, the Edwardian girl. And Lori says, "Thank you for showing the fraying." Sure. I've got a mess here. I'm telling you, it's messy. You're gonna have to run the sweeper when you're done.
You need a lint-free area.
Yeah, lint-free area.
Away from all the glue.
I gotta drink something. I'm getting so dry here.
It's okay. It's normal.
Okay, very good. But here's the thing. You could say, "Oh, I'll just get some memory wire and do this." Well, I'm not gonna tell you can't, you know, but
On memory wire?
yeah, it just isn't gonna come out as good.
No.
It's just no. I don't know. Where's that thing?
It's too small.
Like, here's the thing I tried to wrap a noodle with the other day, and I had to wire it all up to get it to stay together. This, I don't have to do that. It's going to stay, because I have something that's big enough to really accommodate it.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say if you want a bracelet that looks like mine, you're going to need this coil base.
I don't know. I would do it on a cuff.
Well, yeah, she said you could probably wrap a cup. Yeah, why not? You just need something more substantial. Of course, it's not going to wrap around your wrist.
No.
You know, so, because this will look like multiple bangles, but it'll really only be one.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people will take old bangle bracelets and wrap them and have a series of them, you know. I just love this coil. It's just so unique. I mean, where are you going to get this? Where would I ever get it if I
don't think I
didn't, you know Mr. Bernie, so. And he doesn't have that much, you know, he'll run out. But yeah, if we sell a bunch of them, I'll just email him later, as he works late. And it's 3 hours difference anyway to get over there from here, so I got a little bit of time. California time. Boy, I hope when we go out there it does an earthquake on us.
No, I hope not.
How do you say, what did you do? Bring me out here to die? Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
This is really coming out good. Look at that. It's almost like that eyelash fringe firer that you can get. One thing that makes me so sad is we used to carry this stuff called gypsy ribbon. Maybe some of you remember it. It was kind of like skinny seam binding. It had a pronounced binding on each end. And it was hand dyed. All kinds of colors. It was amazing stuff. And it was narrow. And you could just use, I mean, if I had some gypsy ribbon to work on here with this, I'd go over and embellish it. You know, I think it would be cool if you embellished it with another fiber. But anyway, I'm up at a place where I think I got to tie it off. Let's see. You know what? In fact, I need a little bit more. Okay, this should be enough. So now I'll just pull it through. Excuse me. And then open it up so I can get it back through. And then, see what it wants to do is stick on itself because it's got all the frayed stuff. Okay, pull it tight. Pull it really tight. Get it right up against the next one. Then, to finish it, pull it really tight, guys. All right, to finish it, I can't make another knot with this. I could have started back a little bit farther, I guess. So I'm going to see if I can split this so that I can cut it. Here we go. Takes a little doing. This is twisted so much. Okay, there we go. I've got split. All right. So now I'm going to cut. You have to watch when you do this because it's easy to not gauge where the scissors are going and cut right through it, and then you don't have anything to tie. Wish I could just rip it. Rip it good. Do, 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 do. Okay. Okay, try to get it all the way down to the base of the bracelet. Now I'll pull that through. I'll cross it, and then I'll pull it through. And then I'll tie it. So I'm not putting a new piece on, I'm tying off what I already had. You know, so that's how I'll get my double knot. Oh, that's pretty, if I say so myself. So you guys can see, it's nothing hard about it. There's nothing at all that's difficult. It's just kind of learning to work with the sari this way. You know, learning the little, see, like I'd love to tie this one more time, but I don't think I'll be able to get it through because it'll fight me. But I think I got enough. Just get it, oops, that's how you fray it. Just get it really, really tight. And it should be okay because it's not in a wear place so much. I don't want to cut it. Huh, it might be pretty for now. What if I just frayed it the way it is? I'm not that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So now I got to go back to this other piece that I put on at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I need to finish this. Now this is going to be a little bit tough because I don't really have enough stuff to do what I want to do. So, you know what? This is where it's going to get tricky. I'm going to try and open this up and go down through the middle. And this isn't real wide, so I'm going to have to be really careful going down through the middle that I stay in the middle when I'm cutting this. And of course, we're just eyeballing this. I don't have a line on it or anything. I don't know if it would help you to do that, to draw a line on it, but ain't my way. I do everything fast and loose. And that's why my stuff looks the way it looks. Okay, get it all the way down in there. Okay. See, we wouldn't want to go over too far on there because then you'd cut it off and then you'd miss your opportunity to do what you want to do. So I've got to get it down in a little bit more. Alrighty. So now I've got all this wonderful eyelash fringe. So I'm going to go over here and tie it because there's a little bit exposed of the coil exposed. We want to get rid of that. Alrighty. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. Looks like feathers went fray. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Thanks, Maria, for coming. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I gotta go make some dinner,
that's
too.
not a bad idea.
What?
Barb said maybe add smaller jump rings to the Sari ribbon when you're wrapping the bracelet
Yeah.
to hang
Yeah.
the dangles.
That's a perfect idea. That's a very, very good idea, Barb. You new to us? Anyway, we're glad you came with your good idea.
Yes.
The only thing about that'd be a little tricky to me would be
just trying to keep them down.
Keeping them in the right place, you know. Yeah. And when you go to, like, you know, wrap it around and stuff, it'll be a little fussier, definitely. But not so much that it's like impossible. So anyway, so there's the two. I wish I had another piece of Sari wrap back here because I'd try and wrap this. But, you know, you guys can see how it goes if you wrap this. If I was to wrap this, where's that? Okay, I never did get these finished. I ran out of rhinestone chain, and I need some little gold beads or something to put in here. I just couldn't find the right thing to, like, go in the cracks and finish it up. But anyway, see how I did the backs of them? You guys can scroll back a few, and you'll find that when I did the panel cuffs, and I just put my tissue decoupage on there with Mod Podge in this case. And then I did the ice enamels, you know, to accent. You don't have to do that. I just like it that way. And then after it was set up, I diamond glazed over it. Very, very thin coat, like almost sponge it on. Use one of the sponge brushes. So anyway, if I was to wrap this, now I've already torched it. I wouldn't have to, but I just think it's more finished. I would probably do on this one the same as I did on this one, something similar, but in the color family of the Sari I'm going to use. So I'd probably do that. And then I would take and wrap it through the middle. Go through. And then I might want to see if I could maybe sew something onto the middle of it, like a Sari rose, maybe, or brass stamping, something to accentuate it. Of course, being fabric, you could always glue it, and you can glue it down, but it's a mess. I wouldn't really recommend that. But you could glue it, I mean, when you're wrapping it, I mean, right here you could glue it, but you have to be sure if you're going to do that, that you get the Sari pulled up really tight, okay? So it'll look right, or just hang weird. You won't be happy. But that would be a really great look. Another really great look would be if you wrap it and then you took some beads and just randomly embellished it here. I'm liking that idea too. Mm-hmm. So if I get a chance and I get it done before Sunday, I'll try and see if I can give that a go, okay? And we'll talk about that some more. But anyway, I think that's all I had to say. Thank you, Betty, for coming. Thank you all for coming. What is the approximate size jump ring you used on the Coil Sari ribbon bracelet? I think it's probably 14, but it might be 16. It's big, and it's a heavy one too. And then to connect, I went through it with a 6mm, one that was like an 18 gauge. And I didn't have a problem putting it on. It worked good. It fit real good. So, anyway, and I see another piece that's exposed here, but what I'll do is I'll just shove that back a little bit. When I go to put more on, I'll just shove it up there a little bit. And then I got this piece here that I just tied off. I've got to tie that. I've got to cut that too. Be careful. Okay, so, and then what I can do is just take and fray that. So this is a cool idea, right? Yeah. And you know what I'm thinking too? Maybe some of that really supple ultra suede or leather. What do you think? I'm really wanting to get into working with leather. I really don't have a lot of experience with it, but if I could just sit down and figure out exactly what I want, I know it's not hard. Just You know, I like to use some leather cord, make some bracelets and stuff, using our things, you know. But anyway, I think it came out all right. What do you guys think? Did it look like I did it blindfolded? I did use Sari scraps, it's true, but all the Sari is scraps. So, you know, it might be a cool look if you left, like if you put the Sari on this one and on this one and left this one empty. Of course, you need to seal it then and have a metal piece going down to the mouth. That might be kind of cool. I don't know. It's kind of neat to have all that Sari on there. So, me likey, me likey. So, Claire says, I just tried to brush Sari ribbon fraying off my phone screen. Well, listen, guys, we're going to take off. I'm going to do a giveaway today. So, after I get off of here and get situated, I'm going to count yous up. Somebody's going to win, and they're going to get this. And they can finish embellishing it however they want. And I will send them another few little doofus things, too. And, you know, remember, if you have something to say, get on here and say something. You know, say quick, because once we go off the air, you don't get counted. If you come to the live session videos and you participate by saying something during the live session, then you get counted in the gift offer. You don't have to, I have to do that too. I have one more thing to show you. And you don't have to buy anything, or you don't have to have a more minimum order of some size or whatever to qualify for it. No, it's just a drawing, and I do one every week, and somebody wins. So it could be you. All right. One last thing I wanted to show you. Can you bring me that whole bowl?
Oh,
there?
yeah.
I did a special bead mix that everybody's going nuts about. I'm going to show it to you.
Yeah. It's heavy. It's very, very heavy. Ooh, I like this bead.
It's heavy. There is a lot of random stuff in here. It's kind of pretty and pink. I don't know. But it's got the Desert Rose decal bead in it.
Beautiful rose.
Not tons of them, but they're in there. These beads cost $1.15 a piece, and really that's not enough. They really should be like $1.75 because they're like tencha, and that's just really expensive anymore. But they're not. For now, they're not. But it's got the little twisty pearls in there. These are vintage from the 60s. And it's got these little matte crystal butterflies. And now these aren't beads, so you might use them in your assemblage, you know. And just all kinds of stuff. Lucite beads in it. These big ones. Just all kinds of shapes and sizes. It's got the brass heart lockets. I've done this with my mixes before. Now, here's a dealio. This morning, I don't know if you saw it, I had a newsletter come out and I featured it. And you can't buy this. I'm giving it away this week. And because it's expensive to make, I had it so that you needed to have $100 in your cart. She stood all over the floor. I made it so you needed to have $100 in your cart after coupon use. Well, that's a little ambitious for some, and some have been ordering frequently lately, and so it's like, oh, I'm sad. I had some sad faces on there, you know. So here's the dealio. I still have that, and you know, when you do that, you're getting a full-size bag of them. Now this is like 4.5 ounces. That would be our standard bead bag. It might not look like it, but there's a lot of beads in there. There's a lot of beads. See, look at, there's Desert Roses in there. That's free for $100 after coupons. And I have a great code. It's @100. You want to write that in AT capital, AT100, 100. Okay. When you have $100, I hope this doesn't get too complicated. When you have $100 in your cart, if you put @100 into the coupon box, you'll get 20% off, and that keeps on going. So if you spend more, you still get more 20%. But you have to have still in your cart $100 to get the full-size bag. So that means, like, if you had $100, it'd take you down to 80. You'd need to add a little bit more to get it. But everybody's going to get a little tiny doofus bead bag this week. It won't be this stuff, but anyway. Well, here's what I want to tell you. I had some people sad when I told them this. Well, I told everybody, come over and watch the video today. So here's the thing on the video. If you can give me an order of $50 tonight or tomorrow, let's say. Tonight or tomorrow. Doesn't have to be frantic. And you put bead video in the memo, then Jordan and the shippers will give you a half-sized bag of these. And that would be about a $6 value, because I would cost this out at least $12 for this mix. I'll give you a half bag. Now if you go on up, okay, I'll give you the full bag. But if you can do just 50, I will, so long as you have 50 after coupons, I will give you a half bag of them. So long as you put bead video in the memo of the order, then I'll send it to you. Okay? Little trabalho. That's Portuguese, isn't it? I didn't say it right. Pretty job, good job. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there you go. She's from Brazil. Brazil. I always wanted to learn Portuguese really good. I learned it somewhat, but not good enough. Okay, guys, I'm going to take off. Everybody get on here that wanted to be Gladys. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
So glad you came. And the rest of you, you're peaches and plums, and you're dear to me, and you make my heart sing, and sometimes I need that. So I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you. And that's why I try to be generous with you. Lori, I don't think I'm going to have leftovers to sell. This looks like a lot of beads, but once I start parting it out, it won't be that much. You know, so once this is gone, that's it. Oh.
Swimming.
Get him out of there. They won't want him after he's been in there. I don't have any more of these. I don't have any more of these. I'm out of these. I probably can get more. And I'm not putting more Desert Rose in because I don't want to run out of back stock. These are expensive beads. You know, so no. And some of these, like these big lucite ones, I don't have any more of those. So I can't even make this. I can't even reconstruct it. So when these are done, then there's no more. Now, if I have a little bit left, if you want to ask me at the end of the week, did I have any left, then I'll measure out what I've got and I'll sell it to you. But I don't think that's going to happen because there's just really not that much here. So anyway, put bead video in there and get a half order. A half order of wings. Okay, that's enough. So thank you so much for coming. We really are leaving now. So bye.
Bye.
Bye.